Hi everybody. This is my evaluation questions, and it's my director's commentary for the evaluation questions. What I learned from audience feedback. So we're just gonna go through the video and just stop it when I want to bring up a point. So let's just bring that up. So with this scene, people said that they quite liked the titles because they felt quite comedic and light. They weren't like obtrusive or obnoxious. They sort of just felt they thought they were there and they weren't like trying to be really in your face about it. Also, people quite liked the cartoonized style. They said it also helped along with the titles, felt comedic and light. So they said this quite helped with the start of the play and that play film, and just how the tone was set from just a few pictures and titles. One of the things that the audience quite liked was the direct form of address that we used. So the main character is talking to the camera at the moment, and also he narrates the whole film. People liked this because they felt like they were sort of being talked to rather than being just sort of passengers on his life. Uh, so like with other films that you're just sort of watching it happen, whereas with this one you're sort of in it and it's happening around you and to you in a sense. A problem that was arised from the audience feedback was that they thought the titles were slightly weird at this part because it doesn't really fit with all the other ones. This is a conscious choice, uh, but also the fact that it's such a long time after the other titles. People felt that they just sort of forgot about the titles, and it just sort of was a bit obtrusive to have it all of a sudden come back and just be there again. If I was to do that again, I'd probably make the title sequence longer and more spread out because I want that particular title there because it works effectively. Uh, so yeah, that's what I do. So in this part, people quite liked how the editing, like they're cut together. This just helped it flow and sort of show that it's going on at the same time. And it's slightly less linear than the original cut, which was just meeting Eden, meeting Eloise. Uh, so people helped. It said it helped with the story, and just it flowed a lot better than with the original cut. One of the problems that came from the audience feedback was that this part, the white background where I'm narrating over it, was just too long. People said it was just not, it was just kind of always boring because you're just staring at a white background while someone's talking, which isn't the most interesting thing. If I was to do this again, I could potentially add another scene, or if nothing else, just add a graphic or some sort of image just to sort of keep the audience interested and engaged while I'm talking, uh, and I'm narrating over it. One of the main points of feedback that we got was people quite liked how in this scene two the two scenes were connected by one piece of music. This is very rare for what we've done in the films so far. All the different scenes had different music because they've had different sort of emotions. But these two are just, I felt, were so closely linked together that they needed to always have the same music, and as is shown by the audience's reaction, it was quite effective. Uh, one of the problems we got arised from the audience feedback was that I haven't seen it far too much. It's just really long shot. So if I was to do this again, it's really simple. I just trim down the shot. I'll make it so long and not have it up so much. One of the points we also got from the audience feedback that they liked is the use of props. They found it was really effective to what we were trying to achieve with each scene. So with the dog cushion, it was for comedy, and they felt, in particular, this scene exemplifies it. That the props we used just sort of helped almost. They portrayed what we wanted them to portray rather than just being there. In this scene, people liked the use of editing and the filters that I put on to show the flashback scene. People said it was just quite effective, and that it sort of made him quite feel quite sad because he's looking back on what he's done and what he's messed up. So it just helped with that. emotional connection you got to the characters through this scene. One of the things the audience liked was the fact that they got a feel-good ending. This is a convention of the genre that you usually get that sort of happy, everyone's happy, no one's sad, feel-good ending sort of thing. It's an emotional pleasure, and the audience got this in this particular film. Uh, it's not a complete ending in the sense that you've seen the rest of Richard's life you up until he dies. You just sort of see what you need to see, that he's sort of changed his ways and he's going to be a better person, hopefully. So it doesn't like completely finish it, but it finishes it to the point of what you need. So that is the end of the production. Just a few things I'd like to talk about. I'll start with what went well. Overall, I felt the music was quite effective and what we were trying to portray with it. It helped with the emotion of the scene, and it wasn't like out of place, or wasn't like happy music at a sad music at a happy scene. It just felt like the music fitted really well with what we were trying to portray in that particular scene. Another thing that I liked was the sort of non-linear cyclical story. This helped with editing and things like that. It just makes it more interesting than just having A to B. So rather you have B to A to B again, etc. etc. It just makes it more interesting to watch. Things I'd change though, if I had the chance, would be some of the music is very overpowering. Is I would lower the volume of that because some of it's really loud and it sort of you lose some of the speech in some of the scenes. Another thing I would change. Uh, Another thing I would change would be that some of the shots, in particular the scene with the white background, is just sort of quite long. Uh, this is sort of it's not effective because the audience can get sort of just annoyed by these long scenes, including the one where I ham it up massively. Long shots, even sorry. So if I was to do that again, I would change some of the shots and sort of lower them quite a lot. Uh, Another thing that I would change would be some of the shots were quite dark. I had to edit them so they were lighter, which means some of them are slightly off in the sense of that, in the sense that they were looked weird. so I changed that. But thanks for watching the video.